All right, let's jump right in. We're going to tackle a question that seems super simple on the surface, but trust me, it has the power to totally rewire how you think about money.
So here it is. Can just $100 really change your life? I know, it sounds kind of crazy, right? But hang in there with me because the answer we're going to land on is a pretty shocking and honestly, a really powerful yes.
Okay, so let's get into our first section here. To really get to the bottom of this, we have to look past the obvious, beyond just spending it. Look, we've all been taught to think that to make a real difference with our money, we need a big pile of it. Like winning the lottery or getting some massive promotion. Anything smaller, like $100, that just feels like chump change, totally insignificant when you look at the big picture. And because we think that way, what happens? That extra $100 just evaporates. It becomes dinner out, a new shirt you saw online, another streaming service. Sure, it feels good for a second, but that feeling disappears fast. And before you even realize it, poof, the money's gone. So how do you break that cycle? Well, this is the part where everything changes. It's not actually about the amount of money. It's about a complete, fundamental shift in your mindset. We're talking about going from a spending mindset to a planting mindset. Think about it like this. On one shoulder, you've got the spending brain. It's always asking, what can I buy with this right now? It's all about that instant hit. But on the other shoulder, you have the planting brain. It looks at that exact same $100 and sees a seed, an opportunity. One of those paths gets you a decent meal. The other one, it gets you a totally different future. And that is the turning point. The second you switch from asking, what can I buy, to how can I make this grow, you've just changed your entire financial path. It's not about consuming anymore. It's about creating. Okay, so what's the first step? It's literally a choice. You just decide to invest it instead of spend it. And the next practical step? Put it somewhere simple and proven, like an index fund. This is awesome for beginners because you're not trying to pick winning stocks. You're just buying a tiny piece of the whole market, spreading your money across tons of big companies without all the guesswork. All right, let's see where this goes, because once you've planted that little seed, something incredible, almost magical starts to happen. We're talking about the engine behind pretty much all wealth, compounding. This is where the magic really kicks in. Compounding is just your money making money. But then the money that money made starts making its own money. It's like that classic snowball rolling down a hill. It doesn't just grow, it starts growing faster and faster and faster. That is exactly what happens with your investment. Okay, but let's talk real numbers because that's what matters. So you invest just $100 a month. Over 20 years, you've put in $24,000 of your own cash. But your account, it's not worth 24 grand. It's worth almost $76,000. That extra 52 grand, that didn't come from you. That's your money earned all by itself. I mean, that is the raw power of compounding right there. And the big takeaway here, this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. Not at all. It's the exact opposite. It's about slowly, patiently building a solid foundation, one brick, $100 bill at a time. But, for that compounding engine to keep running, it needs fuel. And that fuel isn't what you think. It's not just money. It's something way harder to come by, but way more important, having the right habits. And let's be real for a second. We live in a world where we want everything now. Waiting is tough, and honestly, the number one reason people fail at building wealth is because they just can't stick it out. They don't have the patience to just let that snowball roll and do its thing. But there's this really cool way to think about it that totally flips the script. Money isn't made in a day, but with the right habits, it definitely is. See? That changes everything. It takes the focus off speed and puts it on certainty. Yeah, you're not going to be rich tomorrow, but if you build those habits, growth becomes pretty much inevitable. And you have to understand, the stakes are so high here. Every single day you put this off, you're giving up the most precious thing you have in this whole game, time. But if you start now, even with a tiny amount, you flip that script completely. Suddenly time isn't working against you, it becomes your single biggest advantage. So, let's wrap this all up. As we get to the end of this explainer, the main thing to remember is that this whole journey, this entire idea, it was never really about the $100 to begin with. That $100 bill, it's not just money. It's a symbol. It's you making a statement. It's the very first step onto a totally new path. It's a real, tangible start to a different kind of financial life. You really shouldn't underestimate the power of that first step. So we're kind of ending right back where we started, but now with a completely different perspective. The question was never, is $100 enough money? No. The real question is, for you, are you willing to build the habits, the patience, and the consistency that can turn a tiny seed into an entire forest? So the real question is, what are you going to do with your next $100?